happy Friday morning to you, Outlaw Nation. How are you doing this morning? This is the Outlaw, John Rocha coming to you live from the Outlaw Nation studios here in lovely Los Angeles. As you can tell from the light reflecting all around me, it is damn sunny nowadays here in Los Angeles. So I'm going to have to get some stuff in the back there covered up for the morning shows, but I hope you all are doing well. Let me turn myself up a little bit so I can hear myself. It's good to see you all here hanging out with me this morning on a Friday morning. It's going to be a lot of fun today. It's going to be an unusual show or a little bit of an unusual show. We're going to do the new stuff, but I kind of feel like I want to touch base with you all, so I might bring you all in here live. I'm going to put the link in. If any of you want to come in live and ask me any questions or talk about whatever, we're going to go till about 10 o'clock. Till right before SEN Live starts. So if you all have been like itching to ask a question or whatever, I'm just going to bring you in, or if stuff comes on or stuff comes up for you while we're doing the show today, then I just want to hear from you. This is my way of connecting on a Friday morning with the Outlaw Nation before we all head off into our weekends and have a little fun, hopefully, but also practicing social distancing and being careful and being aware of what's going on out there. Don't be one of those crazies that ends up on the internet screaming at people on a video. That's not what you want to do with your life. So just putting it out there. But yeah, I'd like to talk with you guys, touch base with you guys. So if you want to come into the chat or come into the live episode here of Outlaw Nation, get a question asked or whatever, then I'm going to put that link up in just a little bit. All right. Well, a lot of stuff happening in the Outlaw Nation over the last few days. Really appreciate you all, subscribing to the channel, watching the content, excited about all the stuff that's coming down. Of course, yesterday we dropped the new episode of Geek Buddies. That is up for you to enjoy. Currently now, we're talking about all kinds of things, the Taika Waititi news, the Josh Trank interview. We give our thoughts on the Space Force trailer. And then our main topic on the Geek Buddies this week is what are our top iconic moments in Star Wars post the Disney purchase. What are the iconic moments? We chose about 3. Michael, of course, chose more than 3 because he just couldn't keep it to just 3. But we talked about all that on the Geek Buddies. I think it's a damn good show. A lot of fun for you all to enjoy. You can listen to it on the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network if you want, or you can watch it on the YouTube channel now. But later on today, we're going to be dropping. Where is it? Did I put up the graphic? Or I thought I brought up the graphic. Yeah, we're going to be dropping our spoiler review for Star Wars, The Clone Wars Season 7, the final season. We're dropping that review later on today for people to enjoy and watch or listen to as well. That's going to be a lot of fun for all of you who are into The Clone Wars and enjoyed this season, or maybe didn't enjoy the season. We kind of cover everything about the season that we liked and maybe had some issues with overall. So a good review from us on the Geek Buddies there later today on the channel. Also, the Cinephiles dropped their new episode this morning, my podcast that I co-host with Steve Morris, my director friend here in Los Angeles, and we're doing Silverado. That's right, the Outlaw and Silverado with Steve Morris riding alongside me. We break this whole film down, at least part 1. We do it because it's a long Western, surprisingly long Western. So we broke it up over 2 parts because a lot to talk about, a lot to explore. And of course, we're doing it in honor of the passing of the late, great Brian Dennehy, who passed away recently. So we thought we'd pick a movie that we really enjoyed him in. Of course, there are a number of movies he's fantastic in, but this one, because we hadn't touched Silverado and there'd been some requests from our patrons to touch Silverado, so we did. We had a lot of fun revisiting this one. You can listen to it now on the Cinephiles podcast, which the description of the link is in the link to the Cinephiles is in the description on this video as well. So just go down there and click on it and you can find it. And of course, the top 10 dropped this week as well. So go and enjoy the top 10, brand new episode of Top 10, me and Matt Nost talking all kinds of crazy stuff this week and have a little fun while we're doing so. Another thing that dropped yesterday as well, and I'm very, very proud of this, is my interview with director Isa Lopez, who is the director of Tigers Are Not Afraid, this horror film that's kind of sweeping the world over the last couple of years, winning awards, really garnering a lot of attention for her as a writer and director. She's incredibly awesome, so chill, someone you can hang out and feel like you could have a beer with, be laid back and talk about life with. She is just so fantastic. It's an hour-long interview. It's the deep cut this week. It's on the channel as well for you to go and enjoy. Sit down with her for an hour, or you can listen to it once again on the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network. If you don't want to watch it, you can listen to it and get some good advice from her. I mean, she's a lifer in this business. She started off, she was born in Mexico. She fought through a lot of things as a woman in Mexico trying to get into film at the time when Mexican film was really not something anybody cared about, or there was like 8 films a year, so it wasn't that big of a deal. She fought through it, and she just directed this horror film that's getting all kinds of attention. She's working with Guillermo del Toro on a werewolf western. That's right, a werewolf western. She talks about that and a couple other projects she's got coming up, plus her experience making Tigers Are Not Afraid, and what she thinks of horror, and how Stephen King kind of helped her and Guillermo hook up in this whole scenario of life. Also, for those of you who are pro wrestling fans, Strong Style, the new episode dropped as well on Wednesday. That was a lot of fun to record with Aaron, revisiting Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, Halloween Havoc, 1997. But we also reviewed the latest Dark Side of the Ring with Dr. D, David Schultz, and the slap heard around the world when he slapped John Stossel, and how that led to his firing, and kind of was a window into how Vince McMahon was going to treat his wrestlers going forward. No one is bigger than the business. Even if I ask you to be bigger than the business, if it ends up blowing in my face, I'm not going to fire myself. I'm going to fire you. So watch that or listen to that as well on the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network. And is there anything else that I just want to announce right now? No. Okay, that's it. Let's say hi to everybody who's rolling with us this morning. From the beginning, Rick Morris, what's going on? Yeah, MK Songbird, what's up? Hello, Haskell. Queen George Jim, hello, how are you? Andrew G, what's up, dude? What's up? We made it to another Friday. Respect. Appreciate it. Yeah, when Filoni's Mood Star was all about the NY. Yeah, I gotta see that. I gotta watch those Mandalorian ones that are out now. I'm excited to go and watch those. That's for sure. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Andrew Jean, MK Songbird, we're having a nice back and forth with Haskell there before the show started. Larry Lease, he said, hit that like, guys. Yes, absolutely. There's about, 60 of you all in here. Please hit that like button as you're watching this and as it goes along. Larry also throwing another one in there. Says, I love Community. Actually working on a book about the show. Oh, pretty cool, Larry. I appreciate it. Well, let me know if you need me to give you an interview. I loved that show. So good. Can't wait to talk about it in just a little bit. Let's see who else we got in here. Cameron Hainsworth. Morning, my brother. Always look forward to Mornings with the Outlaw. Thank you very much. I've become a staple in your chaotic life. Well, I appreciate that. And you're joining the Patreon soon. Oh, thank you. Well, that's a good segue to tell you about the Patreon. That's right. Boom. There it is. Hanging with the Outlaws is been going on consistently over the last few weeks here. Every Wednesday, hanging out with you all on Discord for an hour. This week was no different. A lot of fun hanging out with everybody. And then today at around, I think at 5 o'clock, we're going to have the meet. I might do a 2-hour hangout today from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Blue Jeans, depending on how the Cinephiles are recording the Cinephiles, another episode of the Cinephiles today. But depending on how the Cinephiles ends, I may just jump onto a Blue Jeans meeting. Started at 4 o'clock. You can come in anytime between 4 and 6 and hang out on camera. If you're a $7 and above patron of the Outlaw Nation, you can hang out with me on camera and everybody else who's there and have fun conversations, talk some hot takes, help me kind of figure out solidify the shows that I want to put on Patreon for the Patreons. To get them more excited and to bring more people over to become patrons of the Outlaw Nation and of me. So yeah, come aboard. There's the Patreon address right there, patreon.com/John Rocha. Multiple tiers for you to donate at and support the show and support me. So there you go. Let's see what else we got here. Ronnie Padilla, what's up? Shug, what's up, Shug? He says, hey, make sure everyone is sure to like the video and share. Absolutely. What's up, Franco? How you doing, Tim? Good to see you, my man. Yes, of course. The Streamlabs are open now. Send in your Streamlabs. Send in your questions. Send in your super chats. Let's have a fun Friday. I got to keep the lights on in this place. Actually, let me bring up the Streamlabs real quick. I got to keep the lights on in this place and do everything I can to stay alive in this crazy little world. So if you want to send in some Streamlabs to help, send in some super chats to help, it'd be most appreciative, Let's see. What do we got here? All right, just wanted to make sure I brought all of that up. Let's see who else we got rolling through here. Andrew G, look at Shug helping out his dad. That's nice. Oh, that's cool. That's some patron back and forth. Funny stuff. Larry Lease, man, that lunchbox looks great. Doesn't it, though? It looks fantastic. It's only $5,000. That's only $5,000, Larry. Maybe when you sell that community book, you can get the lunchbox for $5,000. Big Chuck, what's up? Whoop, whoop. Muck Bang Review sending a super chat. You did some great interviews recently. Danny was my favorite. Many thanks. Oh, yeah. I should also say that if you haven't watched the latest Outlaw Nation show, Danny Fernandez. Oh, I should take that down. Sorry about that. Let me get to the comments here. Thank you, Mukbang. I appreciate that. But yeah, Danny Fernandez and I did a fantastic interview on the Outlaw Nation show on Tuesday night. So much fun to sit down with her for about 2 hours and talk about her life and talk about her career and what she's gone through to get to where she's at. Recently sold a series for HBO Max that she's going to be co-show running and starring in called 1% Happy. She also talked about the Netflix show that she recently finished working on called The Girls on the Bus, which is about these women who covered presidential campaigns. It's based on a true story, but they don't use true story characters. So there's influences from these people's experiences who are the writers on the show, or one of the creators of the show, rather. And then Danny is one of the writers on the show. So they do all of that there on. And then we, got answered. We had some questions from you all that came into the chat and asked some questions of Danny as well. She talks about her favorite horror. She talks about, like when's the right time to ask a girl out. She even gives dating advice. She's fantastic. So it's a great interview. And again, on the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network, if you haven't subscribed to that, please go and subscribe to the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network. Listen to all the shows in your ears, I'd appreciate that. All right, where are we? Let's see who else we got rolling through here. Larry Lee's Tigers aren't a fight unless you're the Tiger King. Yeah, very funny. Reagan Loving, good to see you, Reagan Loving. Good to see you. Mukbang Reviews, of course, that said hi. Ben Rayner, what's up, Ben? Good to see you. Andy Burnett, Noel Espada, Ed Buskirk, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Ed. Luis Macias, Shug, morning, Dad. It's morning poppy to you, son. It's morning poppy to you. Ed Buskirk, let's see, have not had the chance to do the Discord thing. Sounds like fun. Yeah, definitely join the Discord, the Outlaw Nation Discord. Come aboard. If you're a patron, I always post every Wednesday when we're doing it, the link to it, because I know new people come in all the time who want to have a shot at it. And you don't even have to say anything. You can just sit there and listen to the conversation, but it could be fun to participate as well. Haskell 420, morning, John. Thoughts on the MTS trades? Crazy. Yes. Movie Trivia Schmodown. A lot of stuff went down yesterday. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's mornings with the Outlaw, but certainly, well, then again, I am the Outlaw and that is in the Schmodown, but certainly a lot of stuff went down yesterday. Brandon Hanna heading on over with the trade, leaving the Den. Interesting decision there by Kate, but she wasn't going to play Brandon in the tournament anyway, from what I understand from sources that I have there within the Schmodown. She wasn't going to play him anyway, so what was the point of keeping him on the roster? He's been losing lately. Brandon does more talking than he does winning, unfortunately, and I know he threatened to burn the Den down or burn Kate down or whatever, but it's hard to burn anything down with a box of wet matches, which is essentially how he's been playing, like a box of wet matches. So sorry, Brandon, it's the truth. The other big move, of course, Sam Levine picking up Ethan Irwin in a massive trade with Robert Meyer Burnett. I think Robert Meyer Burnett traded away. What did he trade away? Or I mean, Sam traded away. Sorry, a bunch of players for Ethan, and of course, a lot of speculation now is that Ethan's going to be paired up with Andrew Guy, and that's the new team, and it's going to be Matt Atchity and Janine. So a lot of speculation going on there. Of course, this is just adds more, more danger to the match with me versus Irwin. Now that Sam Levine and Rachel Cushing will be prepping Ethan Irwin against me, I'm playing essentially 3 champions in one match. It's 3-on-1 essentially. What'll happen on the number one. So, I mean, I guess they needed to stack the deck to make sure that Ethan could get the win. So I'll have to face Rachel and Sam and Ethan essentially in that match versus just me. So hopefully I can do, the best I can against those 3. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be tough, but I'll do what I can. It's essentially a handicap match. So we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, congratulations to Sam making some great moves there. It's what you got to do as a manager. You got to be bold. You got to make decisions. And certainly we talked about that on Schmodown backstage, the moves he needed to make. And of course he teased that he had something really big in the works, and that was what it was. So great. But now he's got to fill in the slot. So I wonder who the free agents are going to be. We're going to find that out apparently by next Monday. So Monday Christian's going to have a show where he's going to bring on the free agents, and they're going to talk about what team they're going to. So really fun stuff there. So there it is. That's the MTS situation going on now. All right, well, let's jump into the show here. I've got, like I said, got about 70, 80 all in here. Oh, wait, let me bring it up so I can monitor it a little more closely. See how many of y'all are dancing around in the show this morning. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, 77 of y'all in here, but only 43 likes. Swing those cursor button, cursor over, hit that like button, please. All right, let's get into the show. Got my morning Diet Pepsi. Let's get into the show. And let's start with the Community story. Everyone's been talking about this one. Those of us who are massive fans of Community, this is such a great thing, especially on the heels of the Parks and Recreation reunion special that was done for charity. Clearly, NBC has a little bit of a blueprint that they're using here for these shows coming back together. Community now going to follow the same thing that Parks and Rec did. Community and creator Dan Harmon are reuniting for a virtual table read and Q&A in order to benefit COVID-19 relief efforts. Donald Glover, that's the big headline here. Donald Glover is coming back to be part of this table read. He has not been on the show since the 5th season. If everybody remembers, he departed in the middle of the 5th season or near the beginning of the 5th season. So it's the first time he's going to be there. Then Joe McHale, of course, coming back. Jillian Jacobs, who people have been watching on that series Love. Danny Putty, Yvette Nicole Brown, Allison Brie, Jim Rash, of course, who's been killing it on Glow. Jim Rash, Ken Jeong, and Glover all set to join the table read. It's going to be shown in its entirety, along with the Q&A of fan questions, on Monday, May 18th. So it's right around the corner. It's not this Monday, but next Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time via Sony Pictures on TV's Community YouTube page. So go to the Community YouTube page so you can watch that or subscribe to it so you can watch that when it happens. You can submit your questions if you're a fan of Community. You want to be considered possibly for one of the questions they select out of the Q&A. You can put a hashtag Ask Community, and tag @CommunityTV for your question to be considered. The table read they're going to do is the script for cooperative polygraphy, which, I think polygraphy or polygraphy is the 4th episode of season 5. Some of you may remember this one. It is after Chevy Chase's character has died, and Walton Goggins, he comes in as the executor of Chase's estate. Pierce's estate? Yeah, Pierce's estate, which is Chevy Chase's character, and he interviews all the characters from Community about their relationship with Pierce, about their relationship with each other, and in exchange, they are bequeathed something by Pierce. If you remember, Pierce was a very rich guy. I think he was like family money or whatever, or he discovered something technological. I forget right now off the top of my head, but yes, that is the story of that, and I'll get into that just a little bit more. Also, this is done for charity. The 2 charities are Jose Andres's World Central Kitchen and Frontline Foods, which have been involved in COVID-19 relief efforts to get fresh, nourishing meals to responders working on the front lines and vulnerable communities across the country. McHale has worked with these charities, one of these charities before. He partnered with Frontline Foods to help deliver foods to hospital workers around LA, New York, and Detroit. So pretty cool stuff, all for a good effort, all for a good cause. And look, we're benefiting. I mean, I think it's been incredible to see how people have rallied celebrities and stars and creators and studios and charities to kind of really help people during this time. Yes, you can get caught up in the noise of the protesters and, all the rantings and ravings of their lunatic approach to this whole thing. But in reality, people are dying. People are suffering with this disease. People are, losing loved ones at various ages. It is not just a old disease. Young people are getting struck with this coronavirus and the COVID-19 as well. All various ages, all people dying, famous people dying from this. We've seen so many people pass away. So it's good to see that to counter that negativity going on in the world, the nuttiness of that negativity, there are people who are willing to understand that there are people who are dying and need help, or people on the front lines who need some kind of relief, some case. I mean, I just was reading a couple of days ago about that New York ER doctor who it just overwhelmed her, and she went home after she had been diagnosed a couple of times and gotten over it. She went back to her family home and she committed suicide because it was just too much to handle. So I like the fact that there are people who are trying to do something positive here to help all the frontline workers, to alleviate the frontline workers, to give them some kind of peace, some kind of some kind of relief, I guess, for lack of a better term, in what they're dealing with. So that is a positive overall. So it's good. And then we're benefiting as fans of Community, as fans of Parks and Recreation, as fans of like That Thing You Do and these other reunion things that have gone on over Zoom, we're all benefiting from that as well, because we're getting to enjoy these actors coming back together again and reprising their characters that we fell in love with so much over the years. Cooperative Polygraphy, which is the episode they're doing the table read for, was a bottle episode. It's being described here by Variety, and I should give. Do I have the? I don't know if I have the. I should find. Sorry, I should find the. I want to give credit because this is an exclusive to Variety. I know I got to be on top of things like that to give credit to the writers who write these stories or break these stories. Really important stuff. Something Jeff taught me early on in our friendship. Early on, Michael Schneider over at Variety, exclusive article about this. So I want to give him credit for that. Once again, he says it's the episode at the Greendale Community College Library. It takes place almost completely there. The show study group gathers after the funeral of Pierce. Waiting for them is Pierce's estate executor, played by Walton Goggins, who will actually not be at the table read, which is a shame. One by one, the show's characters are grilled by Goggins' character and are bequeathed final gifts. So there you go. And this, of course, kind of coincides with the fact that Community has come out on Netflix. It came out on April 1st. Perfect time on April Fool's for it to come out. It's being shown on Amazon Prime in Australia, Fiji, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Canada, the UK, France, Spain, Portugal, Turkey, and the Middle East, and available on other platforms around the world. But what this has done, the show dropping on Netflix and all these other places, and also the table read coming together, what this has done has kind of started the conversation again about whether there will be a Community movie. Because remember, Abed's prediction was Danny Pudi's prediction as Abed. He said 6 seasons and a movie. And they did get the 5 seasons on NBC, the 6th season on Yahoo. And so they've essentially technically qualified. So now there's rumors about a movie coming for Community as well. When Mikhail was asked about it, he said there's way more rumblings than there used to be. This was last month. I think with the renewed interest, and I know the cast is interested, that it could happen. So it could be a lot of fun to see a community show, a community a movie rather. It'll be fun to see the Community show, but it'll be interesting to see if there's a Community movie. That'd be a lot of fun. There's so much. Would the Russo brothers get back involved if there is a Community movie? Remember, they did the paintball episodes. So many great creators have rolled through Community, great directors, actors have rolled through Community. Who would you bring back? Who would be involved? Who would be guest stars? I think it would be a lot of fun to see a Community movie in the theater. And I don't think it'd be one of those situations where it would feel like, 10 years too late or 5 years too late. It would all depend, like, how are they all still at community college? What are they studying? Have they stayed at Greendale the whole time because they just can't break up their friendship? Or maybe this is the wrapping, like the closing of the book on the fact that, they realize that they have to move on with their lives. They can't stay tethered to each other at the Greendale Community College forever. So either way, there's probably a lot to explore, a new adventure. Jim Rash coming back to play the principal would be hilarious, or the dean rather. Dean would be hilarious on so many levels. Let's see. Let's see what kind of comments we got rolling through here. See what you all think about this stuff. Sam traded. This is Haskell updating us. Sam for the movie trivia showdown. Sam traded Jader, Knapsack, and a number 1 pick next year for Ethan, and now Ethan and Guy are teammates. Confirmed last night. Right. Will Jedi Way be going up soon? Yes, it will be. I apologize, y'all. A little bit of a delay on that one. Ronnie the Den traded Brandon Hanna to RMB's Burning Droogs for James White. Right. RMB. This is such interesting moves by Robert Meyer Burnett on so many levels here. What he's trying to do, and maybe this is his way because the IG tournament's coming up, the Star Wars tournament is coming up. Maybe this is his way of trying to get as many points as possible, so his faction ends up winning this thing. Pretty interesting stuff. Larry Lee says, shut up, Leonard. It's an amazing show. Oh, did Leonard say something negative about Community? I don't know. I didn't see. Oh, I can't believe Rocha got dropped. Yeah, Larry, sometimes your jokes, Larry. I don't understand. Sometimes your jokes. Let's see. I guess Pierce made moist towelettes. That's what it was. Pierce made moist towelettes. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you updating on me. That's right. That's right. So so we'll see. I mean, they're pretty incredible stuff. Draws Walker 9 in here says, "Good morning, Outlaw TGIF." Good morning to you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Got about how many of y'all got in here? About 78. Yeah, give me some likes. Got about 55 likes. Swing that cursor button over, hit that like button, and let's keep marching towards 100. And that would be a lot of fun. And if you all want to come in live, you know what? Why don't I just put the link up now? And then people want to come in live a little bit later on in the show. Would be a lot of fun to talk to you all. It's a Friday. Here we go. I'm just going to put to come in and ask a question live. And put the link right next to it. So if you all want to come on in and ask questions, you totally can. There you go. Let's see. Larry Lee's. Oh, yeah, Leonard. That's right. Leonard was the old guy who always give a hard time to Jeff Winger. That's right. Shut up, Leonard. Very funny stuff. Yeah. So I might need to revisit. Maybe it's time to revisit Community now that it's on Netflix. Maybe do a little mini review of every season. That could be a lot of fun as an excuse to rewatch these episodes. You know, I'm trying to. I do enjoy doing the live content, but I'm also trying to kind of produce content that's not necessarily live for you all to enjoy when you feel like it. Right there, I just put that up there. You're going to come in and ask a question. There's the StreamYard link. Feel free to come on in or get in the queue, and we'll see if any of you will come on in. We'll ask questions and have a little fun. All right, let's move on to our next story. That is the story of Prophet, Marc Guggenheim and Prophet. This is broke yesterday as well. Looking at this story, I can't believe I can't tell you how excited I am about this. This is broken by Mike Fleming over at Deadline. He wrote an article about this one. Marc Guggenheim has been set by Jeff Robinoff's Studio 8 to adapt Prophet, the Image Comics character hatched by Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld. The aim is to build a franchise around Prophet, and it's being produced by Adrian Askarith, who did Hitman Agent 47. It's not necessarily a good credit to have on your thing. Brooklyn Weaver, who did Run All Night, which was okay. For a Liam Neeson movie, it was okay. And Rob Liefeld is producing it as well. John Hyde and Teresa Kelton would also be part of the producing team here. Prophet originated in Liefeld's Young Blood and grew into a series of his own in 1993. He had relationships with Cable. So we already saw Josh Brolin do Cable as well. He's a DNA-enhanced super soldier who is placed into a cryogenic freeze for a future mission only to awaken prematurely in the present, searching for a mission that does not exist. The ruthless berserker must find his humanity. And Marc Guggenheim here, he's best known for Arrow, Troll Hunters, Tales of Arcadia, and he is making his directing debut on Legends of Tomorrow in a crossover from The Flash, and that is going to air soon on the CW. He's also adapting the graphic novel Gantz for Sony Pictures. So this is all part of the Rob Liefeld world of things. So I'm excited to see this. I've been a big fan of Prophet for quite some time. I was into that Image stuff from the beginning, from the 90s. I collected all that stuff, Stormwatch, Youngblood, Gen 13, Savage Dragon, Spawn. So many great Image titles, Death Blow, which I loved. I think the Max, I wonder, I think the Max is Image. That's another one that I collected as well. So I had stacks and stacks of all that. And when Prophet broke out, I was very excited about that because I liked the Prophet character a lot. And it's gone through a number of iterations. You look at the original look of Prophet, he's big, hulking SOB there. But there's been changes. He first appeared in Youngblood #2, which was in 1992. He began life as an extreme twist on the Steve Rogers story with a little Winter Soldier tossed in for good measure. During World War II, a homeless John Prophet volunteered for an American super soldier program concocted by a time-traveling scientist named Dr. Horatio Wells. Prophet was built to assist the maniacal designs of Philip Oman, but at the last minute, Dr. Wells replaced his murderous programming with a righteous belief in a higher power. Prophet was placed in stasis for decades until he was discovered by Team Youngblood, but it was also revealed that he had been temporarily released by the government to battle it out during the Vietnam conflict. The mass slaughter he perpetrated in the late 1960s left deep emotional scars. But then Prophet completely changed his look and his approach and his appearance in a second version that came around in around 2012 when cartoonist Brandon Graham got involved here. Thousands of years in our future, when humanity has scattered to the farthest reaches and Earth is a husk of its former self, the character of John Prophet awakens from stasis once more, and then what begins as a savage attack across an alien landscape flips just a few issues in when it's revealed that there are multiple John Prophets roaming across the galaxy. So the super soldier is but one of many clones, and the series follows several of them as they make their way through a violent universe trapped in a forever war. So, and that was different. I mean, the look of John Prophet in that one was a kind of a thinner guy, not necessarily, but still, ripped and whatever, but it was thinner, it was rougher, it was a little bit more grittier. It was less of the larger stuff that you get from the original Image artist drawings in the 90s. That's how Image was. Everyone had muscles upon muscles upon muscles, ripped all through their body. But in this version of Prophet, it was more like, it was more connectable, it seemed more real, more human. So it wasn't quite the same thing. But it seems like they want to go with the original version of Prophet. So maybe they'll combine the two stories because it's a bit more expansive to combine the two stories. It's more galaxy ridden. There's more space stuff. So maybe they'll keep John Prophet. Maybe they'll have John Prophet like be a galaxy type thing as opposed to just staying grounded on Earth with like muscles of rippling over his body. There have been rumors already of Ryan Gosling. There have been rumors of James McAvoy. There are rumors of Tom Hardy. There are a lot of rumors roaming around about the John Prophet story. But this is an interesting thing. I like that Rob Liefeld is getting involved in this, doing things like this, and getting his product out there. Because I've been a big fan of Rob Liefeld and all the stuff he's created over the years, numerous decades. He obviously was a guest on Collider Heroes many, many times. Very nice dude, very personable dude. Can talk like the day is long. Loves his flip-flops. Very nice guy. So I had a great time getting to know Rob when I was over there at Collider, producing Collider Heroes and being a Collider Heroes every once in a while and having conversations with him and his assistant, who's fantastic as well. They're really great. So I have nothing but positive love and support for Rob getting more and more of his creations adapted and hopefully adapted in a way that is exciting for an audience to discover anew and for people to go back and read his comics all over again and appreciate his talent one more time. So Prophet's a great character. I love it. I mean, the whole DNA thing, of course, yeah, you got the Captain America stuff, but look, how many original superhero stories can you create? Sometimes you have to take a little bit from it, and do your own variation. Look, Mornings with the Outlaw is essentially another version of another show, but it's just like my twist on it, my version of it, my approach to it. So I like that it's got its own unique taste and everything like that. So let's see. Yeah, send your questions through the Streamlabs right there. Thank you, Suge. I appreciate you posting that up. It's very kind of you. We got like a number of people here in this morning. It's a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow rolling. Usually we got about 100 in here by now. Only about 72. But I appreciate you all being dedicated enough to be in here this morning. 64 you all giving me likes. Let's shoot that like button a little bit higher. Let's get some likes rolling through here a little bit more. And let's see, let me give some love to people who subscribe to the channel. That's another thing. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel for the Outlaw Nation YouTube channel down below, please feel free to do so. Trying to march on to that 15,000 current goal and then move on to the 20,000 one as soon as possible. So please subscribe if you haven't. A shout out to the people who did subscribe over the last 24 hours. Curtis E. Garrett, Nice Guard, Lance Davis, DJ H, Jesse B, Jam Director Josh Gofton, Sam Sara, Eduardo Manuel, MPB. Really appreciate you all donating to the show and giving it some love in that way. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see who else is going. Rocha, you twitching tonight? No, I am not twitching tonight. I can't, Wiley. I appreciate you asking. My girlfriend comes home. She's been gone for 5 days. She comes home tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm already taking the time to do the Hanging with the Outlaw on the Blue Jeans, which is when she's coming home around 5. So no, but I might Twitch Sunday when I think she's going back to San Diego for another week to take care of her sister's dogs. Maybe on Sunday night or Sunday day, I'll Twitch because she'll be gone for the rest of the day, and I have no plans on Sunday at all after she leaves. So I'll sit down on Twitch and have a little fun. Thanks to Wiley Todd, who's really kind of ginned the channel up, giving it some cool graphics, some cool looks. So if you haven't signed up, or you haven't followed me rather on the Outlaw Nation on Twitch, feel free to do that. It's the Outlaw Nation, all one word, lowercase. Go and follow. And I'll be jumping on and doing some stuff like that. So let's see. Did I lose the audio? Have I lost the audio? Hello? Okay. Someone said lost audio. Audio is good for me. Okay. All right. Let's see. Larry at least wants to know, what was your favorite episode of Community? I think it has to be the paintball episode. That first paintball episode was when that show became something more than just your standard sitcom. And already the writing on Community was excellent, was next level, was certainly made it a uniquely different sitcom than like what you see with Two Broke Girls or what was the other ones on CBS that I didn't really like that? Oh, Big Bang Theory, 2.5 Men, punchline, set up, punchline, set up, punchline, set up. This was something else completely. It was more tender. It was more sweet. It was at times more cruel, but very, very funny in the experiences because they're all such unique and interesting characters, yet you never felt they were caricatures. Even Abed, who really was the least sort of seemingly human person in that show, you found out later on why he's the way he is. And of course, Donald Glover made his name doing that show. So pretty incredible to see what he's blown up to go and do. So yeah, the paintball episode, that's the episode where you're just like, okay, there's something completely different going on here. And this is actually a uniquely awesome show that you hope more people find and discover. And to its credit, it lasted for 5 seasons when a lot of almost every year it was on the chopping block, but it somehow found a way to survive. So it really meant that the NBC executives believed in the show, loved the show, wanted it to succeed. So there you go. Those are my what are some of y'all's favorite episodes? What are y'all's favorite moments from Community? Let me know through the chat here. What do we got here? Let's take a little bit of a drink here as I get my wet my whistle a little bit. Yeah, it's good stuff there. Oh, Shug, you want in? Oh, Shug, you waiting around, huh? You want in? All right, Shug. What's up, dude? Oh, Shug is in the full gangster look now. No hat, no chill. Look at.
I'm chilling, Rocha. How are you doing this morning, sir?
Good, man. I'm just like, it's Friday, man. I'm totally chill. I'm relaxing. I'm having a good time here this morning. So how are you, man? What's up?
Doing good. Just here at work, man. Just getting through the day. Was up late last night with all this trade stuff. We actually did a live stream, so it was very.
You guys did.
Yeah, the podcast that me and Justin and Ferris did, we did a actual live stream talking about it last night.
What's the podcast? Give the people a little bit of love so they can follow you. What's the?
Appreciate it. It's the Let's Get Ready podcast. It's on the Guideline Entertainment. We actually did the live on my channel because me and Wiley share StreamYards, cool. But he wasn't able to help us out last night. So, but it's on Guideline, and you'll see episodes and reactions on my channel.
Nice, dude.
So we were doing that last night. Okay. Really got into it. No, I was just wanted to talk to you about the stuff about possibly everything opening up this week.
Today.
I'm not trying to bring people down, but I think it's going to open up. I was talking to my girlfriend about last night, and that things are going to start opening up. And so, what do you think? What's your opinion about it? And what do you think about if cases don't start going up when we reopen? Do you think we're just going to have a massive reopen within a week?
No, I don't think within a week. I think they're trying this out to see what happens. I think there have been. I think they're seeing the economy start to go down. The numbers came out 14.7% unemployment. I was reading that this morning, which is the most since the Great Depression. So certainly people are afraid and they're worried. And so I think politicians are feeling the brunt of that, feeling the anger from that and the fear from that. And they're looking at this thing and going, okay, let's try this. Let's slowly reopen. We feel like we flattened the curve maybe just a little bit. Also, we're seeing more and more extreme reactions to people having to wear these masks. I don't know why people are so upset about wearing a mask. I just don't get it, but I guess some people are just that idea of being constrained drives them insane. Maybe parental issues, maybe issues in the past in relationships where they felt constrained, so that they have to burst out of it in such a strong way. We heard like the Family Dollar security guard. Yes, I worry for you, man. That Family Dollar security guard that got killed because he was telling the daughter. Yeah, I don't know if you read this, but it was like 3 days ago. A security guard at Family Dollar. This family came in. He said their daughter did not have a mask. He said, "You cannot come in the store unless you have a mask. Please get your mask." Apparently, became a verbal altercation, and the person came back, and the family scouted him out, and then caught him at a certain time when he stepped out of the store, shot him in the face, killed him. And it's a family of 4 people. And then yesterday in Oklahoma City, this woman came in to McDonald's and they wouldn't serve her because she didn't have the mask. And then eventually she screamed so much that they did take her order. But then she wanted to sit at the table and eat her food. And they said, there's no dine-in right now. It's the law right now, or the order is we can't dine in. They told her she had to leave. She got upset, got into a physical altercation with one of the employees, then went out to her car, got a gun, shot 3 of them, killed 1 of them. So it's becoming where people are just becoming frustrated by this. So I think the politicians are doing that. They're opening it up a little bit just to kind of calm people down, maybe that are being a bit extreme, make them feel like things are going back to normal. And then eventually they'll see how that does. But if the cases spike up, I hate to break it to you, if there's a second wave, everything's getting shut down, and those crazy people protesting and those people going nuts about it, we're going to have to deal with them in a different way. And I think that's what is going to happen down the road. Now, if they start to open and realize, oh, people aren't getting sick, it's at the same high levels or whatever, then I think they'll slowly look at it in the next 3 or 4 weeks and start to open it. But if they start to open it massively in 1 week, dude, I think that's a massive, massive mistake, especially because we don't have testing at the level that we need to have to be able to monitor this thing.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing is testing. And I think people just don't like being told what to do. I've been a security guard since I was 18 years old. And let me tell you, I run into people when you're just doing a job.
Yeah.
It's just a simple job. You're not trying to ruin their day. You're not trying to tell them to run their life. You're just simply asking them to do something. And I have gotten a gun pulled on me. I have gotten in fist fights. Really? I have. Oh yeah, I could tell you stories that just crazy stuff, and for little things, nothing major. Nothing. I work at a place where I tell people they can't park, and I've gotten cussed at, called every name in the book, just simply for telling somebody, "Can you please move your car?" Wow. So I just think people just don't like being told what to do, and so that's why they're out here protesting that. They don't. I mean, you said it. Wearing a mask. What's the big deal? Wear a mask. Mask. Yeah. It's just a mask. What is the problem? Well, I can't breathe. Well, do you want to die and really not breathe? Like, what's the problem? Just do it. It's not. I think you're right. I think it's like parental issues or something, because people just don't want to be told what to do, and it's like, come on, like just do it. Let's get this over with, and then we can get back to normal and just be, and start, living life again. But people want to be upset and angry, and then when they get sick, they wonder why did I get sick?
Right,
you weren't doing what the hell you were supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
And so that I think that's and I have kids, so I'm very worried. I don't want my kids to go back to school and get sick. Right. I want to make sure that there's a chance they still may get sick, but it's not at the level it is now where there's a possibility that you can get sick right away. And so I think I think you're right, and I think they should wait until probably I want to say June or July. I think is when we should really, where everything should be back to normal. I don't want to go there by next week. They say, hey, go ahead and do it, and then all of a sudden we can start getting worse. So that's my thing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what the problem is, Shug, and I got no shame in saying this is part of what. By the way, we're gonna have to change the show, Rocha Unfiltered. We have to change that title apparently.
I know. Did you see my suggestion?
No, I haven't looked into the scope. What'd you say?
I said Rocha Unchained.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I said that to my girlfriend. She's like, "You're not a dog," and I was like, "All right, Rocha Unchained is out." So I think we're gonna call it. I think we're calling it the Outlaw Unleashed is what it's going to be. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's. I like it. Yeah, it might be the way we go. But some of the generals in the Action Army apparently thought I was trying to copy what Ben and Drew were doing with that Action Unfiltered show, but. To be honest with you, I'd never heard of Action Unfiltered. I just think Action Army or Action Industries is all one thing. So I didn't pay attention to the titles of their shows.
God, Rocha, why would you do that to them? Why would you do that?
But Ben and I had a nice interview last night for his Nerds and Suits, and I told him You know, this is happening, so I'm changing it. And he's like, I didn't even know that you were doing that show. I didn't even know that the generals in the Action Army were getting upset about it. And I was like, yeah, just address it, deal with it, and move on. No big deal. Changing a title is not a big deal. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this is the thing that I have to get across. What were you? Sorry, Sugar, I lost my train of thought. What were you saying here? What was the last thing you'd said? Oh yeah, no. If we had the thing, people are freaking out is because of the economy, right? A lot of people are out of jobs, a lot of people are out of money. But here's the deal. If you if it had been planned for this situation so that everybody who's like lose the job could get a check every week, could get some money every week, that would help. Instead, we're bailing out these corporations, and in the end, the money's not trickling down to the employees. These employees, if you were to give people like 1,000 or 2,000 a week while they were dealing with this, or 1,000 a week, I guess, while they were dealing with this, so they could pay their bills, pay their rent, they would feel at peace and calm about the situation a little bit more. It's the people who are freaking out that the economy is going to tank, we have no money, blah, blah, blah. I think that's where the problem is. So it goes from top down, but you've got lawmakers who are like, think that's a handout, and they have no way you're getting a handout. And I think that's such a mistake, because we're a country that helps each other, elevates each other. That's what it's got to be about. This is such an unusual situation. Don't bring old politics or old way of doing things into this. I think that's where the mistake comes. So they could have set up a situation. Of course, some people are receiving checks, but they could have set up a situation where everybody across the country, business owners included, were receiving some money to help them go through this process. Now it's all loans. So these small businesses are having to take loans from the government to stay alive, and then they have to pay those loans back. So in essence, you're only getting money to survive, but you have to pay that back. So you're in debt all over again. So I just think it's a stupid process from top down. It's frustrating because there is a better way to go about doing this. But unfortunately, the people in charge right now don't want to go that route.
Exactly. And then they sent to everybody $1,200 and said, be happy with that. You're lucky you're getting that, you know? And so, yeah, I agree with you. And I think this is going to change a lot of things. It's probably going to change politics. I know you don't like to talk politics, which I don't either. So, but I think it's going to change a lot of politics. But
I will on the Outlaw. Don't you sweat it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, there we go. But I hope this changes a lot of things. I think people need to open their eyes and realize that sometimes these people don't have our best interests. You know, they say they do, but they really don't, because this kind of shows what did they do for us? You know, what did they do for somebody that lost their job, and now you're going to reopen, and now what if they can't go back to work because that job had to close, or they don't want to hire that person, so now they've lost. And so now what happens to that person? And that's going to be a lot of people. That's what I was talking to my girlfriend last night about, is that a lot of people now lost and might not get it back. And if you do get it back, you're behind. You're behind the 8 ball already. Yeah. So, I mean, what exactly, you know? And so my hope is we get this all figured out. I hope my thing now is I hope the Schmodown comes back with this announcements with the IG tournament. And I mean, we went off last night. We were only going to talk for 45 minutes. We talked for an hour and 45 minutes last night about it. And so I was really excited about it. So that's my hope, is the Schmodown comes back. I want to see you versus Ethan, and then I want to see you win the belt. And you know, I'm a Rocha shill. People can call me that. I don't care.
I appreciate that, but I mean,
I want to see you win the belt,
bro. I'm playing 3 champions at once. Essentially, I'll be playing Ethan, Sam, and Rachel. It's the handicap match. I'll be in a handicap match.
I think you're good. I think you got it. I think you got it. But Rocha, you have a great day. I will see you later in the hangout. Make sure to come to those hangouts there. You get love advice from Rocha. You get life advice. Actually, can I tell you a quick story before it takes 2 seconds? Sure. So we were doing the Discord hangout, and remember me and Sean were arguing about the Jordan thing. It was great. Yeah. Well, we were doing our interview that night with Kate Mulligan. So Wiley had added me to the stream already, and I didn't know it. Mm-hmm. So Justin and Ferris are there. Well, Kate joins in while I'm yelling with you, and she hears me. Oh. So I just all I hear is Kate go, Who's Shug yelling at? And then I look, and she's right there, and she heard the whole conversation. And then we spent 10 minutes arguing about Jordan.
Yeah, she's a huge Jordan person.
Oh, we went into it, and I was like, we're not doing a Schmodown interview. We're going to do a Jordan interview now, because we're all going at it. It was hilarious. She was laughing. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" I was like, "I was talking to Rocha," and she goes, "You're arguing with Rocha about Jordan?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're arguing right now about it." She's laughing. She's like, "You guys are funny," but it was a good conversation. We'll continue that conversation tonight. But really, make sure you guys check out the Hangouts. The Hangouts are awesome. Rocha tells you some good stories, some personal stories. We laugh. We actually do get there's been like 2 times emotionally where everybody was really feeling like the emotions talking to Rocha.
Yeah.
He really lets us in. It's hilarious. The dad joke. Everyone thinks now I'm his son. But I'm never calling you Poppy. Don't ever think I'm calling you. That's weird.
Big
okay.
Poppy. Call me Big
But,
Poppy.
but no, make sure to check it out. It's awesome. We have about 6 or 8 of us in there. We want more people in there to talk, and we talk movies. We talk everything. We go up and down the spectrum with Rocha. I really love it because Rocha, he doesn't hold back, and it's hilarious, and we have a great time. And so make sure to join us Patreon today, $7 and up. You won't regret it. I promise you won't regret it. Thank you, Rocha, let's if you're going to Twitch Sunday, let me know so I can help you out.
Let's have fun, man. Definitely.
We're gonna be definitely getting you to the capture card and everything, and Twitch is gonna take off for you, and the Outlaw Nation is gonna be going back up. And after you win your belt, you're gonna scream thanks to Outlaw Nation, and we're all gonna cry and
Oh yeah, I love it. to your lips.
All right, John.
Thanks, man.
You have a great day, man. I'll see you later.
You too, Shug. Take care, brother. Appreciate you stopping in. Good guy there, Suge Knight. Very kind words from him. Always good to touch base with him. We do battle sports. We do battle over sports, but it's good. It's healthy to have little fights over sports as long as you can have a beer afterwards. I have no problem with that. I come from the East Coast. That's all we do is fight about sports, for God's sakes. Depending on what time of the year it is, it depends what sport we're fighting about. That's how it goes. Larry Lease jumped in with a super chat. He said, I love the conspiracy theory episode for Community. Yeah, the conspiracy theory episode is really good. That's an interesting show for sure, man. I enjoyed that episode a lot. Let's see. And he wanted to give another shout out to the Darkest Timeline podcast that Ken Jeong and Joe McHale do. Oh, they have a Darkest Timeline podcast? Ooh, I should listen to that. Those guys are incredibly intelligent dudes, and it'd be a lot of fun to listen to them talk about that. Of course, Darkest Timeline is part of the Community thing where Abed is wearing, the Spock goatee and talking about the Darkest Timeline, which a lot of people feel we are in now. So I've seen that in a number of places. Draws Walker thinks we have to take some baby steps. Haskell saying people are too stubborn, and that's a problem. Sure. On the heels of the conversation. Tim Franco, it's so fucking crazy, but I don't believe anyone died in the McDonald's shooting. Oh, are you sure? I think they did. Hold on. I'm going to look this up, Tim. I'm going to look this up because I think for sure something happened here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So they were shot. Initially, they were reporting that 4 employees were injured. Four. 32-year-old woman got into physical altercation. She was forced out of the restaurant by the employees, probably because she was getting nuts. Then returned with a handgun. She fired 3 rounds, hitting 1 employee in the arm. 2 other employees were hit with shrapnel. 3 employees injured by gunfire were taken to a local hospital. The woman was taken into custody. All right. So I thought that someone had passed away. I think the initial reports were that someone had passed away, but good that that did not happen. It's funny and sad. People are bitching so much about reopening. Haven't had family members and or friends get COVID and die from it. So yeah. So we'll see. There's a salon owner here in Dallas, Corey Cameron said, that opened her salon against the governor's order. She got arrested in jail for 7 days at a reduced sentence per the governor. Sentence could have been longer. Right. Exactly. And that's them just trying to play both sides. We're going to enforce the rule, but we're going to give you a little bit of a break because you're a business owner. And we know that a certain side of the political spectrum is rallying around these people who are supposedly defying the government, which is ironic because it's the government that they voted in. So, I don't know. It's just ridiculous how people compartmentalize and don't connect dots and thoughts and see the hypocrisy or, it's ridiculous. Larry Lee says he's getting unemployment about $1,200 every 2 weeks. Okay. That should keep you alive for the most part, unless you're living in a high-rise apartment. I still want to know what you were doing before this whole thing hit. Are you asking me, Corey? What I was doing? I was doing this, building the channel up. So I've been doing everything. Oh, Corey's he's working at a movie theater. He's asking Corey. Okay, sorry guys. Let's see. But guys, according to Munchkin, $1,200 should last months. Yeah, right. Of course. Sure. Ridiculous. Let's see. Here we go. 3 Democrats are putting forth a bill that every person who makes under $120K a year gets $2,000 a month going back to March. Married get $4,000 and a max of $6K if they have kids. $2,000 a month still not enough. It should be 3 to 4 is logistically realistic for people in bigger cities. So it has to be adjusted. You can't just have one universal number for all 50 states, because that basically implies that everyone is under the same situation. That doesn't make sense. Every state is different in terms of cost of living. Every state is different in terms of population. Every state is different in terms of like the rent prices of their. So every state it should be adjusted to a percentage of whatever the cost of living is in that particular state or city even. Hey, Shug's dad, is Jedi Way dropping soon? Yes, it will drop soon. I'm working on it. I'll probably work on it over the weekend because I wasn't happy with what I came up with this week. I wasn't happy with how it turned out. So I'll be working on it more. And hey, if it's going to be the first show, I want it to actually be a damn good show. I don't mind the delay, taking hits on the delay. If when it comes out, people enjoy it. You know, I got to do reshoots on the show. Let's see here. Yeah. There we go. All right. People getting into the conversation. All right. I've got about 80 all in here. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Thank you for the 78 likes. Appreciate that. No Streamlabs still have come through. The address is up there in the chat if you wanted to send a Streamlab. But you can keep sending super chats if you feel like it. I totally understand. It's just that YouTube takes 33% of those super chats. So I don't make too much off of those. But if you wanted to send in any Streamlabs, that would be the way to go that I'd appreciate. But please, if you're going to send anything in and you can only send super chats, feel free to do so. I don't want to talk you out of that. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. We got to our last question. Oh, our last story. Let's jump into this. Our last story here is about this Nicolas Cage series that I was kind of involved in a indirect way, and that is National Treasure. That's right, National Treasure. So exciting. It's an active development, according to Jerry Bruckheimer. He was interviewed recently. In an interview, he said that the studio is also working on a National Treasure Disney Plus series. So he said there's a National Treasure, there's a third National Treasure movie coming, and a Disney Plus series coming as well for National Treasure. Back in January, it was reported that Chris Bremer was attached to write the new script for the sequel. Bruckheimer has promised the movie since 2008. And there have been issues, back and forth about who's telling the truth, who's not telling the truth about it. Bruckheimer said, we're certainly working on one National Treasure for streaming, and we're working on one for the big screen. Hopefully they'll both come together and we'll bring you another National Treasure, but they're both very active. The one for Disney Plus is a much younger cast. It's the same concept, but a young cast. The one for theatrical would be the same cast. According to him as well, American Treasure 3 is what it's going to be called, is further along in the development process than the Disney Plus TV series. The film version is being written right now. The television version is in the process. We have a pilot script done and an outline for future episodes. So there you go. That is pretty exciting stuff from Jerry Bruckheimer talking about the National Treasure series coming back. Remember, that was one with Diane Kruger and Nicolas Cage. There was a first movie and a sequel. Of course, John Voight being involved in this as well. Christopher Plummer involved. So really interesting films. I like them a lot. They're unusual. They're action adventure, but they're also intelligent, and they're giving you like the country's history and the artifact stuff and what can be involved here. And of course, you got some good villains in this as well. And Nicolas Cage kind of breaking all kinds of rules to get this done. I forget the actor who plays the third banana in this team, but he's the guy that was I think it's Justin Bartha. I think it's Justin Bartha. He was the guy in The Hangover who gets left on the roof of their friends. Bruckheimer previously said that the script for National Treasure 3 was completed in 2010, but Nicolas Cage said he hadn't heard about it in 2012, and Bob Iger, Disney boss, said there were no plans to make an installment back in 2016. So, it's all about timing, right? It's all about the flow of this thing. When is the right time to make this movie? When is the right time to get people involved, get the right people involved? They're saying it's still in active development, so that's exciting as well. So a lot going on here with the National Treasure series that is exciting. I like the fact that Nicolas Cage might be coming back. I mean, we've got the Tiger King thing going on, which is cool. That's nice. I don't mind a Tiger King. Bring on the Tiger King. It's kind of fun. But in the long run, I want to see more here from Nicolas Cage. I want to see him go back onto the screen, do a bunch of stuff, have a little fun with it. I'd love to see that. And that would be great to see Nicolas Cage, Diane Kruger, I think it's Justin Bartha is the guy's name, coming back together and doing this. Now, the TV series going young makes sense on so many levels, right? You want to kind of get them young so you can start a whole process all over again of getting people involved with community, getting people in love with, not community, National Treasure, getting people involved with the National Treasure story. And what interests do young kids have, in this idea of artifacts and our country's history and documents from our country's history? What would that be approach like? Be like? So, and what would the casting be like? So you want to do something that's really fun and interesting. Going to a younger generation is definitely a way to kind of reboot it without like officially rebooting it. So I like that, but I like they're not staying away from Nicolas Cage coming back. He's the best. Let's see. Larry Lee says the Disney Plus series could possibly be about his kids and then go from there. Yeah, sure. Certainly that could be about his kids, kind of following in the footsteps of dad, doing their own thing. So then like Nicolas Cage could maybe occasionally drop in a scene, maybe on a phone call or, or a Zoom or Skype or something like this. He could do something like this with the kids. So yeah, that's certainly possible. That could be a lot of fun, actually. I like that idea, Larry, a lot. Let's see. Draws Walker says he loved Nick Cage in 60 Seconds. Absolutely. MK Songbird still waiting for a release date for Cage's Wally's Wonderland. Oh yeah. That's right. That's also in there as well. Quinton Watts says dream casting for National Treasure 3 villain John Travolta. Why not? A little face-off action all over again with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta in the same movie. That could be a lot of fun for sure. It'll be very, very interesting stuff. So there you go. All right. Those are the 3 stories I wanted to talk about today. Let's see. A lot of people chiming in. Wellington says he likes that series. That's great. Like a modern Indiana Jones type adventure series. Yeah, absolutely. Those are the stories I wanted to talk about today. I don't see too many of you all coming in. It seems like nobody wants to come in live. I've put the link up a few times. So if you guys don't want to come in, I totally get it. I enjoy the National Treasure thing. I think it's a smart move to go back to do something like this because, at this time in our history in our country right now, it's good to kind of remember what we were founded on, what we were supposed to be, what we were based on, what the principles of our country are supposed to be. And I always enjoy that when you watch these National Treasure movies, that whatever artifact they're going after, they give you the background on that artifact and its place in history and why it's so important and why people love it as much as they do. So I think that's a positive experience or positive overall for this situation for National Treasure. And look, Nicolas Cage going back to do A-list stuff is great. I said this on I think on Wednesday on Mornings with the Outlaw. It's like Nick Cage can do TV, he can do A-list. He's always perennially available to do anything as long as it fits within his schedule and he likes the project. He has no problem doing straight to DVD or straight to streaming movies, just like he has no problem going, doing on-screen stuff as well. So that's a big situation there for Nicolas Cage. So shout out to him. I'm looking forward to see what happens and what's going down with him. So there you go. All right. Well, let's wrap it up there. It seems like there's not a lot going on here in terms of people wanting to come in or chat. So some of this. Andrew G donated. He said if they're doing a National Treasure movie and a series, who do you think they'll cross over for the film, maybe, or do you think they'll cross over, or the film maybe will set up the series? Cage maybe passing the torch. Yeah, that makes sense. Cage passing the torch, bringing the kids on, or maybe the kids, have like studied up on Nicolas Cage and they want to follow in his footsteps and emulate what he's doing and have a lot of fun with it. Isn't there a show on TNT, The Librarians, right? That's kind of a version of it. Those guys are younger than Nicolas Cage by a little bit. And so that's a version they could pursue that could fit along with what the National Treasure series is. So that's certainly possible in that way. But yeah, it could be a crossover, or it could be just, these new, maybe they are inspired by Nicolas Cage to do their own research and they use him as like a guidepost or a guideline to go and do what they need to do. So there you go. All right. Let me wrap up the show here. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate you all taking the time to hang out with me on the mornings with the Outlaw. Don't forget later on today, we're dropping the Clone Wars season, a spoiler review of season 7 on the Geek Buddies playlist there, right there. Look for that thumbnail, Star Wars, Clone Wars season 7 spoiler review. We're going to have a lot of fun with that, going through all of that and telling you what we liked and what we didn't like about this season. Me, Michael, and Shannon on the Geek Buddies. So don't forget to watch. And of course, our regular episode dropped as well. If you want to go and listen or watch that, you can listen on the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network. Just plugging that a little bit more. Go and subscribe to the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network and listen to all the shows we do there. And then later on today, I think we're going to do a live episode of Strong Style. Aaron and I talking about some pro wrestling news and what's going on in the world of pro wrestling right now, and then and doing the review of the latest Dark Side of the Ring, which is the UWF Dark Side of the Ring episode, which was incredible, absolutely incredible. So I think we're going to do that a little bit later. I'll announce it or put it live so that people will have it. If you subscribe to the Outlaw Nation channel, hopefully you've clicked that bell, and the bell lets you know when a new episode is coming up for you to enjoy any of the programs we got going on. Oh, and here's the big news for Tuesday. My next guest for the Outlaw Nation show, Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Boom, Jeff Snyder. That's right. Snyder, fresh off his rant against the IG division, fresh off his rant against the world. I have Jeff Snyder joining me for a couple of hours on Tuesday night to have a little fun and talk about the world, talk about his unique points of views, talk about his anger at everything that's going on in the Schmodown, and maybe some of the trades as well. Give his thoughts and points of views on that as well. We have Jeff Snyder, my guest on the Outlaw Nation show. But don't forget the most recent Outlaw Nation show with Danny Fernandez. Go and watch it or listen to that episode as well. Really great stuff from Danny in the world. Once again, don't forget my interview with Issa Lopez is up as well for you to enjoy. The director of Tigers Are Not Afraid. Go and listen or watch that interview as well for the deep cut. And the Jedi Way is definitely coming soon. My Star Wars show, first episode of that will be dropping very soon here, probably within the next few days, so you can enjoy it. And maybe Tuesday morning will be the drop for that one. But I'll be working on it a little bit more over the weekend, honing it, and to where I'm happy with what is coming out here. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching the Outlaw Nation channel. Please subscribe to the channel down below if you haven't subscribed yet. Thanks for all the likes you gave me this morning. Really appreciate it. Go and subscribe to my Patreon as well. See the multiple tiers there where you can enjoy my content as well here on the channel. And a little bit later, I'll be dropping my Amazon wish list. So a lot of the followers and fans have been kind of urging me to drop my wish list. I don't have much on there, but I'm going to drop it. Maybe I'll add stuff, or maybe fans will suggest stuff for me to add, and I'll be opening up a mailbox or a thing of that. I think you can order with that and send it to an address that isn't, that just is, maybe it's a hidden address or something like that. So, but anyway, I'm going to drop the wish list. You all can take a look and see if anybody wants to like send me stuff or buy stuff, which is very kind of you. I'm not asking you to, but fans and followers have been pushing me to drop it. So I'm going to drop it later on today for people to go and take a look at and see what's on there and see what they want to send to help get the Outlaw Nation more equipment, more advanced look and feel. But even though I like how it's gone, I think it's a pretty good place. You can always improve. There's always room for improvement in this world. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great rest of your Friday. Hey, you made it to Friday. Congratulations. Congratulations. No matter how tough or rough or how many hits you took this week, you made it to Friday. And I personally am very happy you made it to Friday. I'm very happy you're on the show with me and watching me live right now. So the weekend is coming up. Enjoy that. Find the time to, do what you need to do to kind of be in a good place to kind of get you ready for the week coming up. Take a walk, do some meditation, listen to some music, watch a movie you haven't seen in quite some time, or TV series you've been waiting to watch. Maybe dive into it, distract yourself a little bit, and don't pay attention to all the craziness going on out there. Unless it comes close to you, don't pay attention to it. Let them do their thing. You worry about you. You focus on you. You focus on staying level. You focus on getting your mental health right and doing what you need to do so that you can navigate the craziness of the world. So when it does come close to you, you don't overreact to it or get unsettled by it or let it send you into a hole. You know how to navigate it and move on to your next thing. So just giving you all some love from the Outlaw because I appreciate all the dedication you show to the channel, all the dedication you show to me as the Outlaw here as I build this little thing, this little tiny engine, the little engine that is this outlet here on the Outlaw Nation. All right, take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your Friday. Much love, and reach out if you need any help on anything. I'm happy to be there as a sounding board for everyone. Do we have any more? Oh, is there a super chat? Haskell, did you drop one? Oh, sorry. Let's see. Haskell, I apologize as I'm saying goodbye. You sent one in. He said, I love National Treasure, but I wish the movies would dive into how some of these relics change history and certain countries' beliefs. plus film spinoffs. Yeah, that's a good a suggestion, Haskell. Change history. Some of these relics change. So yeah, there could be something to explore as well. How these relics like change the course of history, and that's why saving them are so important. And maybe people trying to steal them are to change the course of history again. So yeah, that could be a fun exploration for sure, Haskell. Thanks for sending that through. Really appreciate it. What was wasted? Did you waste it? That wasn't wasted. I read it. You're good to go, bro. You're gonna always give me faith, man. Give me faith. All right, good stuff for everybody. Take care. Oh yeah, I love this. This is funny. May the fourth round be with you, Rocha. Good one, AZ. Really appreciate it. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great rest of your weekend. And don't forget to tune back in on Monday morning for another episode of Mornings with the Outlaw. Love you.